Can you bring me my mate?
Sure, man.
Thanks, mate.
All right, so because of the whole Lil Durk incident and the fact that I partied a little bit too hard, was that what you would say?
Hard enough.
Hard enough. Didn't really get a lot of chance to vlog yesterday, if that's a sentence. People have been asking, very few people, but people, regardless, have been asking for the part 4, last part of the 100K video. One thing before we start, my vlog yesterday did not hit sub boxes, and it has like 12,000 views, which is, I guess, good for nobody seeing it. But please go check that out. It was a lot of fun. And
it's a banger.
Yeah, it was like one of my favorite vlogs. I was like, hey, we're coming back heavy, strong with the vlogs, highly edited. People have been missing them, and bow. Fwiz just was like, nah, we're not gonna let people, we're not gonna let people see that. So this one's gonna be a little bit more detail oriented, because throughout the entire grind to get where I am now, Blake was pretty much there. You were like, yo, you should get an Xbox. Got an Xbox. Then we started playing together, and then
MW2 era.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, which is still the greatest game of all time. Then the next summer, we were like sniping at the time, like trying to do what Pomage does, and then we realized nobody watches that.
No one likes that stuff.
Yeah. So we had like recorded or whatever for a long time, and then we thought, yeah, a very, very long time. There's montages out there of both of us. Eventually we were like, you know, let's start EGB, because we had been watching channels like Best COD Shots and top clips.
GB Lounge? Remember GB Lounge?
GB Lounge?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We were like, we could do this. We could upload daily clips of competitive gameplay throughout different types of games, and I feel like it would be a good chance. And then Black Ops 2 came out, and people were like, now esports is really big. EGB started. At first, it was just me basically grinding out top competitive clips, and Blake would commentate a few of them. But I remember there was a span where it was like a 7-week span where you just
like 40 episodes. I was gone. I did not.
40 episodes.
I was in college. I lived with my homies down at UNCW, and Hitch was definitely taking more of the liking to YouTube, but we definitely did it together, but together is a strong word to use for like a couple of the time spans throughout there.
Yeah. Blake was a graphic designer back then. He made
I made like 2 YouTube layouts, and I was like, hey, that's all you need to become a GFX.
So a GFXer.
Yep.
Yeah. Aaron, if you're watching this. Alright, so EGB originally was everything game battles, and then we were like, that sounds kind of dumb, so everything game based make more sense, because it was covered all different types of games is what we were going for. We ended up making like a montage, which is our 100th episode of Top Competitive Clips, and it was a montage of different competitive GB matches, clips, and from all different types of games. So there was like a Halo Overkill, and then there was a COD 3-piece, and then there was a sick FIFA goal. So that to this day, that's one of like my favorite like accomplishments.
Song is so hyped too.
Yeah, it's a really good video. So then Blake was like, hey, I have another idea. Let's try something called Carbon, which is basically what eventually turned into UMG Weekly for me. So it was like Blake started this thing where he would talk about
just like weekly stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
Especially in the COD community. It was specifically based on that, because we didn't know anything about the other games, pretty much only COD.
And Halo was dead at the time. Like,
super dead.
Super dead.
Like grounded.
Yeah,
And so we started EGB Carbon, which was like a weekly series where we talked about what was going on, like based on team rosters, tournaments that were happening, and even just like scrims and stuff, and all the little nuances that were happening every week.
I remember there's one that you still haven't edited. It's yet to be uploaded.
Is that serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Because you edited one, you recorded one, and then I was like, yo, upload it, and then you just never did. And I was like, sweet, he's dedicated.
It'll drop soon. If you want to know what happened to...
I'm pretty sure one of the stories was Foreplay got dropped for Rambo in Black Ops 2. Have you watched one of those in a while?
A Carbon?
Yeah, they're pretty cringy. They're pretty cringy.
It hurts, dude. The one where we're in my basement with my Yeti mic on the table. Looking at that, I sound like I'm like 18 feet away from the camera, and I'm Clayster, dude. And somehow made a complete transformation. So here you see the old Clayster looking like the guy that's level 80 in Skyrim, getting mad at you because you pronounced Daedric wrong. To be fair, he looked like it. He looked what I told him he looked like. I remember exactly what I said. The guy who would get mad at you if you pronounce Daedric wrong.
So fast forward, EGB kind of died. We took a break from basically doing anything. All we would do was just play.
Yep.
And then eventually that whole thing happened where we used EGB as a resume to get involved.
I don't think it didn't die because of lack of energy or like commitment to it, because you were still super committed. It just kind of plateaued. It was like you had people submitting clips and it wasn't really going anywhere. We got a couple people to come in there and commentate clips. You had Golden Boy, Nesla was on there, I remember.
Yeah.
Hitch definitely, me as well at the time, wanted to push it farther, so we took EGB and crafted this wizard of an email and sent it out to people.
That was crazy.
And then heard back from a couple people. Who did we hear back from?
PGL, ESN, and Mainstage. But ESN and PGL, they wanted us to do like one day a week kind of stuff.
Just kind of
like
contributors rather than like really taking the reins of anything.
Yeah, but then Mainstage is like, just run our stuff because it's pretty bad right now. It was all about showing that you were dedicated rather than the actual content and results at the time. We came on to Mainstage and they were like, something big is happening, so
we can't tell you.
We can't tell you, but you can come on, but I can't guarantee what's going to happen to you in like 2 months. We were like, okay. Still remember the day that I realized what it was.
We remember it on the same. We like realized it on the same day because I think we saw something on Twitter.
I saw
Jeff and Chris.
Jeff and Chris were tweeting at each other, and I texted you and I was like, "Dude, I think I know what it is." And you responded with UMG ? And I freaked out. I got into a Skype call with Chris and Robert was in there. He said, "Hey, do you want to run my YouTube channel?" I was like, absolutely. Immediately talked to my mom. She was like, are you sure all you want for Christmas is a train ticket and a hotel room? I said, that is all I want. I texted you. I was like, yo, we are going up to Philly. You said okay, and then I'm pretty sure you weren't expecting me to go as hard as I did because I planned it all. Yeah. I'm not a planner.
I was like, well, yeah, that sounds good. And then it was like, here's your train ticket. Here's what you need to pack. Bring this many pair of socks. You're dedicated.
And I'm not that way.
Got some staph infection on my arm, and I was like, Hitch,
I can't go.
I can't go.
And I was like, you're going.
And then Hitch called me and was like,
we delayed it one day.
Yep. And lucky we did because the event got swatted.
Yeah, exactly. We showed up exactly when it got swatted.
And everybody had to wait outside for like 3 hours in the snow.
Yeah. Everything worked out.
Being swatted.
I get back from Philly and go to like 3 classes. This is something.
Yeah, that was the end.
This is something that I don't talk about. I didn't mention in the video. I get back from Philly, go to 3 classes. That's it. To this day, I never really I don't know if there's a way you're supposed to stop going to school, but I just stopped.
I remember calling you because I'd call you after class and be like, yo, what's good? Like, what you been up to today? And I remember not knowing what you did for a good month.
They didn't really tell me to do anything on UMG. I just kind of did it all myself. I started UMG Weekly, which was basically what Carbon was. And then that's when Kingdom Soldier found me because he was basically doing the same thing. We did top competitive clips again, but this time it was top 10 of the week.
Elgato top.
Elgato top 10. Saturday Spotlight was a player interview.
I remember those.
I did one with Formal. It's the cringiest video I have to date.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I can't watch it.
Are you going to stick with Call of Duty, or is it basically just wherever the tournaments are being held?
It's all situational for me,
I literally cannot.
Because of your interviewing?
Yeah, because it's really bad. Really, really bad. I guess I did a good enough job in order to have them fly us out to Niagara. Nope. Was it Niagara or was it Philly that we missed our flight?
Niagara.
That's the only flight.
We had a layover in Atlanta. That day I woke up at 7 a.m. I wrote a 6-page long research paper. I took 2 finals and I had to deliver. I was in a photography class and I had to deliver all of my final photograph portfolio to the teacher. Drive home. I then submitted another 16-page communication studies comm theory, conspiracy paper theory, which took forever. I finished that. I drove to Hitch's house at 1 a.m. I picked up a large Starbucks mocha espresso energy drink and a bag of dark chocolate Hershey pretzels. I looked at your suitcase and I said, is that carry-on? And you said, yeah, I measured it. This thing is literally it barely fit in the trunk of my car. And I was like, wow, I really don't think that's travel size. But so we drive 3.5 hours to Charlotte. Got to Charlotte, it was smooth.
Yeah.
Got on the plane. You were doing well. You were doing fine.
We landed in Atlanta, and I was like, hey, we need to get our bags. Because I had never traveled before, so I was like, hey, we need to get our bags and from baggage claim and then put them on the next plane because they don't do that for you. We completely left the entire gate.
Do you remember the elevator? We literally, it was like the gates to like hell. We're literally looking up.
Oh, the escalator.
The escalator.
Yes.
And there's huge red signs that says, no return. Do not enter, like, if you have a flight. Like, every sign that we could have ever needed to know we were going the wrong way was there. And we just sat on the elevator and just rode that thing to the top.
So then we had to go back through security once they told us that, hey, you guys are dumbasses. And so we went back through security. And then I've never ran that fast.
No.
We sprinted.
Full sprint.
Full sprint down Atlanta. The Atlanta airport.
We were booking it. It was like something out of a movie.
I was
literally.
like dodging through people, and we get there like 3 minutes before it takes off, and she says, sorry, you can't board.
They already disconnected the little
and then
walkway thing. And
it's crazy how lucky we are because there was another flight like 45 minutes later. Regardless, we get to Niagara, shoot that event. And then that was Blake's last event because from there he kind of like things started going for him in school. Pretty much immediately after Niagara, got the call for Gamma, and then things just pretty much took off after that, I guess.
So we were playing, this is AW at the time, and so we're like playing, and Hitch was like, yo, I gotta go, I got a Skype call with Hex from Optic. And I was like, well, this is the org that we've always followed, and that he's always wanted to be a part of. It's kind of like the ladder, like that's the upper echelon of teams that you want to work with content-wise. And so I was like, well, he's in a Skype call. And then he like comes back in, clicks up for the Skype call, and he says, I'll be wearing green by the end of next year.
Yeah. I was halfway joking and being like funny cocky, but
the motivation was there.
Yeah, but then literally 5 months later, 4.5 months later, Intel started. Yeah, then a year with that, and then we are here now.
Here we are.
So I'm kind of doing this a little bit backwards. Those were some detailed stories of those events, if you guys are interested. But one thing that I have been asking everybody, did you get a chance to watch the video?
I did.
What did you think about it?
It was fantastic. I was playing spike ball with all my homies, and then I saw it hit the sub box, and I said, pause. I've heard a lot about this video so far. I know he's been working really hard on it. We watched it. It was super hype at some times, very well made, sad some other times. Obviously, I've been through all of that, so it hit me on a level that a lot of other people don't get to experience personally, because every one of those events I remember literally being at.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
is there anything that I downplayed or over-exaggerated in the video?
The only thing is everything, obviously, to me sounds like a downplay because of how involved I was with it. So, like, when you can wrap up, like, I didn't really go to school in, like, 1 second, like, that was me for, like, multiple months being like, I don't know how my boy is. Like, is he studying? Is he learning things? I don't think anything was downplayed or exaggerated. It was just, like, you hit the talking points well, but obviously I know the talking points really well.
I think that's going to do it. Those were really fun. You guys seem to enjoy Brandon's a lot because it was funny. You enjoyed hers a lot because it was awkward. You enjoyed mom's a lot because she was supportive, and now hopefully you enjoy this one because it's pretty informative.
Story time.
Storytelling time with us. Storytelling time with us. If this was a vlog, that would be the title. Alright, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Hitch. Another day, another vlog. I'll see you next time.
I tell myself that